more than $560 billion of value has traded on the exchange. And put that in context of not a single default throughout these years of existence, I think goes a long way to show the effective risk management in this exchange. We are a multi-product exchange, right from currencies to metals and energy. So most of the more popular economic indices and economic indicators are listed on the exchange, so it offers a comprehensive package of offerings to investors who might be interested in hedging or taking advantage of movements in the markets on the same exchange. We have more than 250 members and 64 clearing members on the exchange, and hence a pretty large community of specialist brokers who can execute orders for investors. The advantage of DGCX, as I've mentioned in the past, is all the key economic indicators are listed on the same exchange. Currencies, metals, and energy. These are the key indicators that any investor uses in the context of a comprehensive trading strategy, and all those indicators are listed under the same platform in the same umbrella. Ideal location, which is in the Middle East in Dubai, sits right between East and West. The markets for DGCX are open for 15 hours every day, starting 8:30 in the morning Dubai time till 11:30 at night Dubai time. So it covers, of course, very convenient for investors in the Middle East in this region, but quite convenient for investors in the East as well as convenient for investors in the West. So it is an ideal location and very convenient trading times. We have a unique Indian rupee against the US dollars contract. We are the largest exchange outside India to offer this contract to investors. Most of our contracts offer extremely liquid markets with very narrow spreads, and I will give you some examples of that later on. We are very competitive in terms of our transaction fees. We are probably the lowest in the world as far as our transaction fees are concerned, which makes it very convenient and very attractive for investors to open trading accounts with the exchange. The global FX markets are an extremely important part of how the economy works. The global FX markets on a day-to-day basis trade more than $4 trillion in US dollar terms on a daily basis. So for DGCX to be active in foreign exchange is extremely important because it allows investors to participate in one of the most liquid liquid markets of the world, which is the world of foreign exchange. The foreign exchange markets have seen a turnover increase of 20% since 2007. And because of the uncertainties in the global market, the volatility in foreign exchange has increased significantly as well, especially after 2008 and more recently because of the Eurozone issues. As I've mentioned earlier, we are extremely competitive, both on transaction charges as well as the spread, the bid and offer spread that exists on DGCX for most contracts. They are equal or better than some of the largest exchanges in the world, like the CME, which is the largest exchange group in the world. In many contracts, we are either equal or even better than those large exchanges. This is just to show you an example of a trading screen that one of our partners has developed, which allows investors to plot the graph, look at the spreads, and to trade more effectively on DGCX. This is specifically a very popular foreign exchange platform called MT5, which investors in foreign exchange markets will be very familiar with. This is just an example. The DGCX community of participants is a thriving community on the exchange. It consists of commercial institutions, retail. If you look at our gold contract, more than 42% of traders who trade gold on DGCX are retail investors. And this is very interesting. So retail investors feel safe and comfortable to trade on DGCX. It is not just a lot of proprietary traders or very sophisticated players. It is also retail players investors who feel comfortable on this platform. We have high net worth individuals, funds and asset managers, banks and private investors. So it's a thriving community and growing with every passing day on DGCX. All in all, it offers, we believe, a perfect hedge for investors with ideal location, very competitive transaction charges, very competitive margins, very attractive spreads, well-regulated market in a very convenient time zone, and which offers very strong, robust risk management. We feel that it offers a perfect hedging mechanism for investors. Specifically talking about the FX futures and why they are attractive to investors, I talked about the growth in FX trading, which is the $4 trillion market on a daily basis. I talked about how counterparty risk is very reduced on DGCX and generally on exchange platforms, and the increasing volatility that we have seen in foreign exchange markets offers a perfect platform for investors to hedge and trade DGCX FX contracts in the Middle Eastern region. We have seen more than 203% growth on a year-to-date basis just in our FX business, and that will give you some comfort and an example of how important it is to investors to trade FX futures on DGCX. It offers a perfect launchpad for trading foreign exchange in this region. There are two types of foreign exchange markets typically, those that are traded on the banking side and those that are traded on exchanges. And here are some differences between the foreign exchange that happens in banks and the foreign exchange that trades on exchanges. In a nutshell, the banking sector is more appropriate for large institutions and for wholesale institutions to trade with each other. They are not as transparent, they are slightly opaque, and they need a lot more sophistication to trade in the spot markets or in the NDF markets or in the banking sector. Whereas on the exchange markets are more transparent, they are easy to understand, they are more regulated, more governed, and hence more suitable for smaller institutions, retail investors, high net worth investors to use the exchange platform. So both these platforms suit different types of investors. And I just wanted to give an example of what the differences are between these two markets. Specifically, DGCX aims to be a specialist exchange for emerging markets. The Middle East region is a very fast developing region, and it is very actively being sought after by financial institutions around the world. DGCX is positioning itself as a lead exchange to serve all emerging markets, especially in the MENA region, both for products and contracts that are unique to emerging markets, and also for investors in emerging markets to access global contracts like copper, like gold, like silver, like WTI. So we would like to position ourselves as a lead exchange for emerging market contracts as well as emerging market investors. The DGCX clearing corporation, which is called as DCCC, I mentioned that briefly earlier, is the unique aspect of DGCX, which allows risk management to be very robust and which enables counterparty risk to be reduced significantly because of how the clearing corporation is set up. It is incorporated in this region, in the UAE, in Dubai, so it means that funds do not need to leave the region, which is an extremely important aspect, because you may have seen in the unfortunate instance when MF Global collapsed as an institution about a year and a half back. Investors found it very difficult to get the money out from MF Global. There are investors even today are struggling to get their assets back from MF Global. It is very difficult for someone to sit in Dubai to follow up, or someone to sit in Jordan and follow up with somebody sitting in New York or London to get your money back. But if it is within the region, then it is easier. It is in the same time zone. It is easier to deal with your assets. It is safer to put your assets in a region where money does not have to leave the region. I mentioned earlier that there have been 0 defaults since inception, and that is a significant part of how risk management is conducted on the exchange. There is a settlement guarantee fund which ensures that in the worst case of a default, investors are protected, because there is a settlement guarantee fund that will step in to ensure that trades are liquidated at the right time and in a transparent manner for investors. So in summary, DGCX futures contracts are settled via the DCCC, removing counterparty credit risk to a large extent and enabling orderly execution for investors. I mentioned earlier also that although DGCX is located in Dubai, access to DGCX is universal and global. You can access DGCX through one of 260 brokers. As I mentioned earlier, you can open an account with any of those brokers, or you can become a new broker on DGCX. So the access is quite friendly. You can trade on DGCX using the trader terminal of DGCX itself. So we can give you direct access, trading access to DGCX. Or you can pick up a software from one of our partners. We are constantly looking to empanel new and new partners who are software companies who can offer trading software, trading solutions to investors. So you can take one of their software solutions to access the market. And the DGCX prices can be looked at on the website, which is www.dgcx.ae. You can go there, you can look at live prices, you can feel comfortable with the prices, and then choose one of the access mechanisms to trade on the exchange. So that overall is how the DGCX market is organized. We are open for new memberships at the exchange, and as I mentioned, very attractive membership packages to suit different types of members. And we have a growing community of members, currently 260 plus members on the exchange, and growing with every passing day. We would invite any one of you who have clients who wish to participate in foreign exchange to become members at the exchange, and we would be delighted to serve you on that basis. So that's all I had introducing the DGCX FX futures contracts to you. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. It's been a pleasure to have the opportunity to give you a feel for an institution that is ready to do business with investors in this region. And I'd be happy to take any questions over the next few minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shall I?
Thank you very much, Mr. Samir Shah, for this comprehensive actually presentation about DGCX. كل الشكر طبعا للسيد سمير شاه. And now we will have something like 10 minutes for your questions, and Mr. Samir will be more than pleased to answer them. So do we have any questions, suggestions, recommendations? Please go ahead. I will just make sure that you have the mic. Just 10 minutes, please. She's bringing the mic. Thank you.
Yes, I think that's a very important question, and thank you for the question. We at DGCX offer something called as DGCX Academy, which is set up for training investors of not just how to use the platform, but also training on markets. How do the markets work? How do futures contracts work? How is pricing done? What are the risks in participation? So we believe in being completely open and transparent so that investors can understand what they are trying to get into. So we would urge you to contact one of us, and we can then give you the appropriate guidance, introduce you to DGCX Academy, who can then help you understand how to use the platform. It is both online as well as face-to-face, both. So we can conduct seminars face-to-face, or we can conduct seminars online, where all you need is to just go to our website and participate in seminars, online seminars.
Any questions? Please.
Our trading platform. We use a system from one of our shareholders, which is Financial Technologies, and that is the company that provides the trading platform to us. So I'll just continue. The trading platform is provided by a company called Financial Technologies, which specializes in exchange systems. So it is a state-of-the-art trading platform that is used by some of the leading exchanges in the world today. No, we do not offer suggestions for trading because as an exchange we have to be very neutral. Our business is to offer a platform which is well regulated, transparent. But if you want suggestions on trading, then you can reach out to one of our brokers who have specialists and advisors, and they can help you on suggestions for trading. But what we can do is we can educate you through Academy on the various aspects of trading. What are the various aspects of trading, risk management, use of the trading platform, that we are very happy to do. But we cannot tell you whether it is a good time to buy euro or not, because that is not our, that is the difference in an exchange. We are very neutral. We do not believe in telling investors what to do or how to do, because there are specialist institutions who are brokers at the exchange who can advise investors much better. Sorry? We were set up in November of 2005.
We have another question over there, please.
Of default. In the last 6 years, you have seen significant default examples in the world. Starting with Lehman Brothers that collapsed, and very recently MF Global. Throughout all those situations on DGCX, there has been not a single instance of default, and hence our investors will tell you that that the risk management that is offered is very robust. But very, very good question. Thanks for asking the question.
The last question over here.
This question is.
Could you please raise your voice if possible?
There are various levels of courses we
Mr.
offer.
Samir, sorry for interruption. Could you please just summarize the question, because people over there, I don't think they
Okay, sure.
they
Yeah.
heard.
So the question from this gentleman was, as a dealer, what kind of courses can a dealer take for being better equipped to trade markets? Is that right? Yeah. So there are various levels of courses that are offered or that will be offered through DGCX Academy. Various levels of certification, right from starting. So if you are a beginner, then we offer a beginner's course. If you are an intermediate trader, then we can offer courses for intermediate traders. Or if you are a very advanced trader, then we can start to talk to you about very advanced trading strategies, like how do you use algorithms, or how do you use automation trading strategies to trade in markets. So the courses are tailor-made based on your level of expertise. Does that help?
Yeah. I think we have a room for one last intervention. Please, over there.
Thank you for the presentation first. If you deal with a lot of brokers and you advise us to go to this broker and that broker, what do you benefit as a company from the investors?
So your question is, how do investors benefit?
No, how you benefit.
Brokers act, so the question is, how does DGCX benefit from having brokers? Brokers are like a distribution of an exchange's liquidity. So we work very closely with our brokers. They are partners of ours. The exchange offers a platform. It is like a utility company. It is like a power company that creates the power station. But the cables that transmit the power into the various households are like our brokers. So they actually transmit the liquidity from the power station into various investors' offices or various traders' offices. So the more brokers we have, the more it becomes easier for investors to access the power station, if you understand that example.
Anyways, we're actually we have to finish by now, but in all cases, Mr. Samir will be around 6:30 in the exhibition. So for any other interventions, questions, or recommendations, please go ahead and
thank you very much.
there.
Please feel free to visit our booth at the conference area, and thank you, Hannah, for this session. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Mr. Samir Shah, and thank you all for your participation. And I think now we will be having a very interesting session entitled The Arab Spring and Economic, What is Next? This session will be addressed by Mr. Maher Marzouk, Deputy Manager, and in Arabic الجلسة هلأ رح تكون عن الربيع العربي والاقتصاد ما التالي، وسيد ماهر مرزوق نائب المدير العام في نور CM راح إن شاء الله يوضح لنا هالتفاصيل. تفضل سيد ماهر.
مساء الخير. I'm going to do this in English. It's my first language. It will be a lot easier. We'll do a lot of Arabic as well. Actually, we're going to discuss a couple of points here from the heart, basically, to see what the effect of the Arab Spring had on, or the economy had on the Arab press, and the results it will have short-term and long-term. First, we need to know, did the economy play a role in the Arab Spring? Did it have any lasting role? Of course, it was not the only role, the only effect that caused the Arab Spring, but it was a major effect. We will go through the 5 points, then we'll go through discussion, we'll take your questions. The second, did we see any major changes after the Arab Spring? هل هناك نتائج حقيقية تأثرت على الاقتصاد أو تفاؤل من جراء اللي حصل في الأرب Spring? And third point, what should the focus be of the governments? الحكومات شو الفوكس تبعها يكون التركيز تبعها لتحسين الأوضاع الاقتصادية accomplish real rest in the area. How can we do this all together, private sector and government as well? And also the effect of the Arab Spring, short term and long term. A lot of people are pessimistic, but I don't think there is a reason to be pessimistic. I think there's a lot of things to look forward to. هناك كثير من الأشياء اللي يجب علينا أن نتفائل فيها أو signs ربما أنها تكون slow moving أو the results are not as the expectation because we entered into the Arab rest with high expectation and we came out with even higher expectations. But these things take a long time. هاي الأشياء تأخذ وقت طويل لتتفاعل ويظهر هذا النتائج الاقتصادية اللي بيطلبها المواطن العادي خاصة. So we'll take the first point first. Did the economy have any effect on the Arab Spring? Definitely did. The lack of structured economy, extremely high unemployment in many of these countries, and most actually countries in the region. يعني عدم وجود structure واضح للاقتصاد، انعدام القطاع الخاص من التفاعل مع القطاع العام، اعتمادنا الكلي على القطاع العام، اعتمادنا على الناتشرال ريسورسز. كثير من الدول خاصة بالدول الخليجية تعتمد أولا وأخيرا على الناتشرال ريسورسز، على العوامل الطبيعية، جزء كبير من اقتصادها. How can we move on to this? How can we challenge the private sector to be an integral part of the development, economic development, short-term and long-term? Again, high unemployment will continue to present a huge challenge to our economies, ويعني تحديات كبيرة للإيكونومي تبع الدول النامية خاصة، ومما سينتج عنه أشياء زي Arab Spring، يعني مشاكل unrest, political unrest that we have seen in many of the countries, especially in North Africa. The second point I want to discuss, and I want to bring your attention to, have we seen anything so far positive that will show that the economy is heading in the right directions? I see people shaking their head. I share your thoughts, but I'm not pessimistic. طبعا, it's too early to measure the effects of the Arab Spring on the economies. It takes a long, long time. There is major deficiencies in the structure of the economy. I mentioned some of it is the lack of presence of the private sector, but that's due to many things that happened in the past. Poor education system, the knowledge, and the risk. We're not risk takers in these countries. We don't take risk. We depend on the government to do things for us. Okay, you're telling me to slow down. Okay. Okay, I'll do it in Arabic as well. انه هل هناك تأثير جدي طلع من هاي الارب سبرينج او الربيع العربي، نتائج ملموسة؟ طبعا لا، لانه هاي الاشياء تأخذ وقت، لانه عندنا مشكلة عندنا بالستركشر تبع الايكونومي، عندنا القطاع الخاص غير فاعل ابدا في الاقتصاد، اي معدوم، عندنا المجاسفة من القطاع الخاص محدودة، ما عندنا اللونج فيجن او النظرة الطويلة اللي بيتبعها الغرب مثلا، وهذا يعود الى اشياء كثيرة منها اهمها انعدام الاديوكيشنال سيستم او التعليم، النظام التعليمي. احنا لازم نعترف اولا خطوة عشان نتطور انه نعترف في الديفيشنسيز تبعونا، في النقص، اولها واكبرها هو النظام التعليمي. education system in all of the Arabic countries, not just بعضها، في كل الدول العربية ومنها الأردن، ضعيف جدا، يعني غير متميز أبدا، لا يقارن بالغرب. وأنا مش هون عشان أحكي على الغرب إنهم better than us, but they're more experienced. هم دخلوا هاي المراحل